Hello, everyone, and welcome to VOD of Consciousness, where we're surrounded by a giant pile of undead minions that have been waiting for me to write the last episode summary, so that way I could remember on the post what it is that I did and talked about. And I started doing those when I decided that having super generic statements of, here's what I did, are super generic statements of, well, this certainly was a bunch of episodes I recorded, was not cutting it, in my opinion. So I wanted something a little bit more, shall we say, descriptive. So that means that I have to take notes after I finish an episode. And that does not stop the AI from trying to heal all of our minions. Though they indeed did not stop trying to heal all of our minions. They kept right at it. But that's okay. Does this go... Where am I even trying to get to? Like, I know where I'm trying to get to. This is one of those zones that you kind of walk through the once, and that's it. Brother Menlo, I don't like the way your health is degenerating, so have this enchantment. I'm actually being useful right now with my build. Towards the end of the last episode, I was talking about how one of the things that I've been having to do as I've gotten older is try to unlearn all of the things society has taught me that are society's ideas of what I should be like, or what anyone should be like, really. And how I have been having to deal with just, I guess, the way that happens. Ooh, brown dye. That's exciting. I mean... Let's face it, it's brown. That's not the most exciting thing, but this is how you get vials of dye for dyeing your armor, and they're kind of like one use each, and I don't know. Let's just say most people who play this game a lot probably developed a dye collection just through practical need. But anyway. So there's a lot about myself and about the way that I work and function that is certainly hampered by stuff that society has tried to teach me. One of the things that's been difficult is society has a lot of structure that it works with. When I use society, I talk about it as if it's an entity, and it's not. It's just the way that people kind of mutually interact. We're almost to the zone we're trying to get to, by the way. And we call it society to have a descriptor for it. I've been doing a lot of thinking, actually, about how societal values are kind of passed along, as it were. Perpetuated? Propagated? Whatever one of those sorts of terms you want to use. Just because it's been somewhat significant to me as of late. And has a large amount of impact. Ooh, we need to be careful of this guy. I'm gonna throw this on myself. Elias, what are you doing? Okay, so this guy's getting a little bit hampered by us having all of the assassins, or all of the mesmers. Which is good, that's what I want, but I am observing that it is occurring. Hey, a pulsating growth. Doesn't that just sound wonderful? But in connection to that, one of the things that I've heard that, as I've reflected on it, I think is absolutely true, is that we're not so much defined by what goals we have, what we want to accomplish. We're much more defined by what pain we want to avoid. And I think that that's very true. And I think I talked about this a little bit before. This has so many dialogues to get in. By the way, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's a cutscene here, so I'm going to let it play. So this is a flashback to events in the past before the Jade Wind, as it's called, happened, which froze the sea and turned the trees to stone. Turned the sea to jade and the trees to stone. When a figure called Shiro Tagachi, which is this guy right here, was sort of first killed, as it were. And
Has the temple been secured?
Yes, my emperor. There is no one inside. Your safety is assured.
so
You will allow my retinue and my bodyguard to pass. They're coming with me.
But no one except you is allowed inside the temple. Those were your own orders.
There's been a change of plans. You will let them through.
he saw a fortune teller
As you wish.
that told him there was a change of plans and etc. So Shido becomes sort of the villain of the story. I feel like the faction story is a lot weaker than the one for the original game. But there's a lot of unique things about the original game that I really like from a storytelling perspective. So anyway, he's going to be tormented by those lines in a moment, as I recall.
Beware harvest ceremony.
That's what this is. He doesn't want to think anything of it, but
Harvest ceremony. The Emperor. He is going to kill you.
There's been a change of plans.
But no one except you is allowed
There's
inside
been
the
a
temple.
change of plans.
But no one except
There's
you is
been
allowed
a change
inside
of
the
plans.
temple.
The Emperor. He is going to kill you.
there's actually a really cool cinematic for this that's not actually in the game itself, but is a trailer that they made. So I recommend, if you have a chance, to look up the Factions
Ceremony.
trailer. Maybe I will make a note while this is going to include a link.
Choice. Him or you.
They made cinematic trailers for Guild Wars Prophecies, as they rebranded it later, and Factions. They did not do one for Nightfall because they deemed it not worth it in terms of the cost. So that's just a little bit of trivia for you, I suppose. The build that I've got going on right now is definitely not one that I'd want to bring into this mission, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do this mission right away or not. Certainly not right away this episode. We're about halfway through sort of the time that I would want this episode to go, and this mission, I expect to take too long for that. But it gave me a giant pile of Rizek faction. So I don't know. Like, there's different ways that you can turn in faction that is more efficient. Right now, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop back to my guild hall, and I'm going to take care of my inventory, as I'm wont to do. Whatever. Where's my merchant? Over here. We're going to go ahead and sell off a couple of these items, like Stone Horn, and the Warden Horn, and the Pulsating Growth, that all have set values. Then we're going to go ahead and take... Where do I keep my dyes? Over here. So you see I have some dye of various colors. I have so many pink ones because you could buy them at a specific time. As you can see, a special blend created to support breast cancer awareness. This item is not sellable or tradable, but is purchasable from Sadie that shows up in like October or whatever. And for some reason I have a ton of yellow dye. I guess I just don't like to make stuff yellow. I have no idea what dye prices look like these days, but, you know, there it is. So I'm going to identify stuff that's not identified, and I think this one, okay, Mystic Beastmaster. Okay, that's an interesting combination. So Beastmaster is not worth anything. And Mystic... What's that? Dervish? Nope. Mesmer? Nope. Not Necromancer, Monk. Different professions have very wildly different quantities. Oh, I bet that's Ritualist. Okay, it's not worth anything either. Shaman is worth a lot because it gives you armor while you control spirits, and Signet of Spirits is just like the best thing you can be doing. So this, as it stands, is probably better salvaged, and Prismatic on Elementalist is also not going to be worth anything. Yeah. So all of these are just better salvaged than they are kept, as it were. That's just how it works. Not worth it to try sell runes directly to players, usually. You can maybe get a little bit more value with certain types, but I don't even know how viable those markets are right now. I'm just going to sell these cestices and deposit my meager funds. Okay. So let's see. I wanted to potentially get some Mesmer stuff because it looked like there's a bunch of exciting Mesmer spells that I could potentially get when I was looking over here at Gwen. Let's see. Yeah, this one's strange. Something like Hexeater Vortex. I can't look at Enchanter's Conundrum here, but Power Block is not something I necessarily want to be doing, but there's some of these that could be really good, obviously not in fast casting. But a bunch of these could be really interesting in... Yeah, Illusory Weapon is very strange. Interesting that it has a PvP version. But anyway, there's a bunch of those that seem like they could be a lot of fun. Obviously, I don't have, like, any. So I might grab some of those. Let's see, just while I'm in the area. Let's just grab, I don't know, like 15 platinum. And go grab a skill training person. Actually, yeah, no, not there. There was one in Vasberg Armory, but never mind trying to get there. There's one in Matu Keep, and Matu Keep is relatively small. Then I might take a quick look at quests to see how those are coming along. Okay, so I don't want any of the like super long to cast ones, but things like this, for example, seem pretty exciting. A natural signet seems fine. Was this? Yeah, no. Fire Frustration is just super good. So I'm kind of half reading these to just remember what they are. Oh yeah, this one's really interesting. I might grab Fragility. I don't know how good that is, but there's a lot of things like Blazing Spear, for example, that could be really good with Fragility. Let's see. Yeah, that's not something I want to be dealing with. Ether Signet is not... I don't need Ether Signet on this character. Let's see. These all can be good in the right circumstances because they reduce damage, but... Power Drain is a pretty good one. Let's see. So this is really interesting. There's these revealed skills that take something off and then become a copy of this skill for a period of time. The problem is that they don't have... They don't work as well as you'd like because what you run into with them is you run into this problem of non-form. Yeah, I know why that is. You run into this problem where when you try to grab elites, or when you grab a skill that way, you probably don't have the attributes to make it any good. So it sounds better than it ends up being in practice. So that's, just a note. Come check out my Patreon. And I'm going to remember how to work the map. I'm going to pop over to Embark Beach and see if they have skill people here. They might not. Well, I'm not sure how much I'm going to worry about this right this moment. Yeah, let's just go to Ring of Fire. Sure, that works. This is largely unimportant. I actually just want to go to Emberlight Camp. Emberlight Camp. So one of the things that you'll find is that, yes, you can get skills, but the skills are kind of locked in based upon what campaign you're in. So there's a set of skills here that's going to be slightly different. Like Sympathetic Visage was not available in the other location, for example. Channeling is cool, but probably not ideal. Let's see. I'm just glancing through to see if there's anything that I want from here. Yeah. Chaos Storm is good. I want Chaos Storm. It's not going to be quite as good on me as it would be on something else, but okay, well, I've probably gone on long enough about random stuff here. I'm just going to probably pop into some of the other campaigns, see what normal skills from Mesmer I want to buy are, and then maybe see about doing that mission. Or maybe go elite skill hunting. We don't know. So until next time, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.